Hi guys and welcome back. So today I actually really want to take you guys through my no foundation makeup. Basically I have been binge watching Raw Beauty Kristi lately and I have been so inspired by a lot of the things she's been doing, and I loved that trying to do my makeup like the movies type of video. And I thought, well, every time I put makeup on, like not necessarily foundation wise, but like I want people to know I'm wearing makeup. Like I have bold eyeshadows and stuff, and you know, a lot of my videos, a lot of my makeup looks are quite bold, whether they're neutral colors or not, they're still bold. And I thought, well, today I will sit down and try like a no makeup, or not try it because I have actually been doing this for a while now as well, but I just thought I would sit down and show you guys something a bit more natural. I don't believe I've ever done a no makeup look. And I just all of a sudden today got inspired, or last night, but it was like 9:30 at night, sit down and, you know, film like a no makeup look with no foundation, because foundation is usually the first product I grab because it just covers everything up and looks really good. So today we're going to go through, I'm going to take you guys through how I do my makeup with no foundation. And yeah, if you guys want to know the products that I use, if I miss one or if you can't find one or something, the link will be, or the list will be in the description box down below. But yeah, other than that, my social media sites are down there. Hit the subscribe button and let's just jump straight into it. So I zoomed you guys in. For some reason, I keep forgetting this camera has a zoom. Most cameras have zooms that can zoom in. I completely forgot when I was filming my New Year's Eve makeup look. I basically was just like, I really want to film a purple and silver makeup look. I completely even forgot to mention it was like a New Year's Eve look, but whatever. I remembered I actually had this mirror at my dad's, so I now no longer need to find every single palette and things like that. It does actually stand up, so if you have a small table or something. I believe I bought this for like $2 from Big W or something, but I've had this for years. Like I actually used this as my makeup mirror at our old house at Charlestown like 5 years ago. But yeah, found this mirror, so that's what I will be using today because I don't have a desk in front of me. For me personally, a no makeup look still should look fairly flawless, and sometimes I have stuff that just comes through my concealer. I am very oily, so concealer lasts just fine under my eyes. I've never had a problem with a concealer not wearing right there and fading. However, on the rest of my face, things tend to fade. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have a bit of redness and stuff here. I mean, it's still early-ish. It's 9:30 in the morning, but I mean, yeah, I've had this big bugger come up. This is like 2 pimples combined into one. One of them I managed to like squeeze and let out. I have to let mine out, guys, I'm sorry. And the bottom one's starting to get a head on it, and all my scars down here are flared up really bad. So my face has been quite irritated the past week. So regardless if I am just doing a natural look or not, I love color correctors. So the one that I use under my eyes is the Australis Color Clique. This is the peach shade, obviously, color correcting concealer. I have to hold my hand up because my camera doesn't focus properly. This is the only peach color corrector I've ever used. However, I do really like it. Formula wise, it reminds me a lot of, say, the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer. Very similar to that. So if you like the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer and you're in Australia and you want a peach colour corrector, they also have a green one, go with this. It's actually very nice. And also the biggest thing I also have to say for the no makeup look for me is a sponge. This is my Chichi one. It is clean, I promise you guys. It's just stained because my foundations are so matte. So I'm just going to blend this in. I always do let it sit there for like a minute or so just to like sit into the skin. And if it looks like it's not fully blended out, don't worry, it will all be covered up. This is literally just a color corrector. So this is not a concealer, this is a color corrector. I'm trying to hold my mirror so I'm looking almost as straight at the camera as I can. This just blends into my face so nicely. I mean, it doesn't look dry or heavy or cakey or anything. And if I was going for complete flawless, I probably would actually put a bit more on, but today I'm toning it down a little bit. I still want to be natural looking, but not like I'm dying still. So on the great big pimples and my flared up scars and my redness, I am going to use my Popfeel HD green colour correcting concealer because green colour corrects redness. I do really like this, however once it's empty I think I'll just go with the Australis one and buy the green version of that. Just the squeeze tube of this, honestly, I actually really am getting sick of squeezy tubes. I really just like the doe foot applicator. Although this is a very nice product, I'm just getting a bit sick of the whole doe foot applicator, so I'm just going to blend a little bit over the really red parts. And now yes, it might look patchy, you know, like I haven't blended it all the way out, but trust me guys, this will all come together. I'm not completely going to do the redness on my face just because if that comes through I find that aids in the no makeup look. So there we go. I honestly think like this is going to be so hard to cover up anyway, so like yeah, but I didn't put too much on my forehead because honestly coverage just works better on my forehead for some reason. Now for actual concealer, I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Fit Me. This is a beautiful concealer for my face. I really like it. It doesn't last too well because don't forget all this is like quite skin-like and dewy. This is still the old shade 15. I apologise guys, I just found other concealers that I really liked because they were more full coverage and stuff like that, and I just use those instead. But this is literally the first time I'm opening this concealer too, so I'm sorry. But if I want that complete skin-like look, this concealer is really nice. I also really like the M.A.C Select Cover Up, the CoverGirl, I believe it's the Outlast All Day. What else? The CoverGirl Ready Set Gorgeous if you are pale enough. I mean, there's other concealers out there that are great for this. I'm just choosing this Maybelline one today. The Rimmel Wake Me Up works really well for me too. However, it is, for some reason, it has started oxidizing very bad on me. So I can't actually use it. Like for this, I did it the other day and it looks so nice. But, unfortunately, it doesn't work. And I know this seems like I'm just putting concealer all over my face, but believe it or not, there are actual patches that don't have any. So you can see now my forehead just looks a lot better. But like I don't have really any concealer just in here. Like I just put the tiniest little dab over it and it just looks nice now. I am, however, just going to try and put a little bit more on that just because I want to cover it up. So there we go, that is what I do. So you can still see that coming through. You can still see a little bit of my scars and things like that, but my face is like naturally flawless. I do, however, still need to put some of my M.A.C Soft Ochre Paintpot on my lid. I would also use just the Colourpop No Filter Concealer, but the shade I have is literally so pale that it would look like I have like stark white eyelids. I am only just getting a little bit on my sponge and putting it on my eyes. So my camera did just stop recording and I really don't know where I was up to, but I did just put a little bit of my M.A.C Soft Ochre Paintpot on my lid. I did do it with my sponge, so it's just a little bit, whereas opposed to when I use a lot with my fingers. But I still have to do that. I would use the Colourpop No Filter Concealer as well, but the shade I have is very pale. I did, however, order another shade when I did my Colourpop order, but it has yet to arrive. I still do like to add dimension to my face with colour in terms of powder and things like that. I'm just using this Savvy by Designer Brands colour correcting powder. This is nearly empty. I actually should go buy another one. And I am just lightly dabbing that over under my eyes and over my face. I mean over my eyes and my eyelid, sorry. To set my under eyes. I cannot set my under eyes with a flimsy brush at all because otherwise it just looks horrible. So like this angled foundation brush is what I use under my eyes, but I'm using like half the powder I normally do. Okay, so now on the rest of my face, I am going to use my Australis Fresh and Flawless powder. Pardon me. This one is in the shade Light Beige. This is a brand new one, but this is the powder I love when I'm adding coverage. This is also how I add coverage to my face. Now, normally, if I was making my makeup last, I would grab my big flat top brush here from e.l.f. It kind of broke, so I've had to tape it, and masking tape was the only tape we had. This brush would just pack the powder on, not necessarily for coverage, but it will pack it into my skin. I've noticed since I bought that brush, my makeup lasts so much better. However, today I'm going in with the e.l.f. complexion brush. So this is a lot more flimsy, a lot more fluffy. People tend to use this for dusting away baking or some bronzer or stuff like that. But I'm going to be using this today because the powder will still add some coverage while setting my face. But this brush won't just completely, you know, pack it. Brush won't just completely pack it onto my face to where it basically makes my face like super dry looking. Because I will admit, when I first put my powder on, my face does look and go super duper dry. But I've got no choice because otherwise my makeup just won't last. I mean, my makeup does still last a lot longer doing this than I thought it would. Just because of how bad it never lasted when I was using a flimsy brush. But now it's so much nicer. Now today I am going to do my brows with my e.l.f. Brow This Way brow kit. However, I'm just going to use the powder side. I am going to get up and do it off camera just because I need to actually like stand in front of a mirror to do that. And also you guys don't really need to see me do my brows again and again and again. So I am going to go and do them off camera if I can find my brush. But I am just going to use the powder on this. I have been doing it a lot lately and it's worked very, very well. So I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Here we are, the brows are on. That actually took me, I'm not kidding, like half the time because I was only using one product. It's actually made me consider going and getting like a brow powder and using that instead. The only problem is because I'm so oily, when I get really oily my skin will just absorb this. But that's just the powder. Now I still did my brows rather bold because I don't have many brow hairs. However, it still looks so much more natural. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but there's none of that gel underneath to like cake it into my brows. It looks like it's my actual hair because it's just a powder. Whereas before I was using the gel and the powder, which I still like to use, but this is just the powder, and so please keep in mind I am still learning about, you know, how to do it properly. The brush I'm using is just the brush I use for powder, so I normally would cut out the shape with like the gel part. But I really like it because it does just look like my brow hairs. Now comes the tricky part, which is bronzer. That is pretty much the only thing I have to say. I haven't really quite found a formula that's, or slash like colour and formula in one. However, the best bronzer for me is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil at the moment. This is nearly empty or mostly gone, and pardon me, I will be repurchasing in a few weeks. So this is probably the best bronzer in terms of colour. But formula wise, I really wish there was one like the Maybelline Fit Me bronzer that I have that's shimmery, but not as shimmery, if that makes sense. One that's like a satin finish. This is a matte, so it is okay with my, when my oils start coming in, it's not going to like interrupt that or anything. Because I do find if I put on, you know, shimmery blush, shimmery bronzer, shimmery highlighter, and then I go oily, it's too much. But I am only just applying a little bit, enough to just give me some shape to my face, but not enough to be like, whoo, bronzer. There we go, but please keep in mind also, because I'm so oily, this will fade a little bit throughout the day. This blush was so easy to pick. This is the Maybelline Fit Me blush in the shade Pink Rose. Now you would think a pink colour like this does not go, sorry, there's a motorbike going past. You would think that a pink shade like this would not go with a no makeup look, but I prefer the more matte slash satin things because again, when my oils start coming through with a just concealer on like this, my redness will peek through because concealer does actually wear off on my skin. So this is not to last. This look is more for if I'm just running to the shops very quickly, if I just want to film a video, or if I just want to put some makeup on for a little while and I don't want foundation on. I mean, I seriously don't feel like I have makeup on at the moment. But this Maybelline blush is a very nice colour. I like the tone. It's blendable. It's like, it's not matte, but it's also not a satin. It's like in between. Oh, shadows under my bed. You just scared the daylights out of me. But this is also not overly pigmented, so I can just put a little bit of this on and it can just give me a little flush of colour. Or I can build it up to have it look like blush. Now this may look a little bit bold in the beginning as well, please keep in mind, but I am, as I just said, very oily. So my skin will eat up all the colour and it will absorb all the colour and the product and it'll disappear. So as you can see, it's just created that nice little flush of colour, and I actually really like this anyway. This has become one of my favourite blushes ever. This one I believe is the star of the show. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in Diffused Light. This is just a mini size, by the way, but this is their like original highlighters. This is the white one, and it's amazing. I absolutely love it. I do still have quite a bit of a normal highlighter on my brush, so this should be interesting. But basically this is like that lit from within glow, and if you ever see me look like my face is just glowy, like naturally glowy, instead of my normal, oh she's got highlighter all over her face, if you see me look like it's just got that natural glow, that is this highlighter. I chuck it everywhere. There we go. I also do chuck a bit over my eyes because I find it just gives me a bit of a, I don't know, a lift to my eyes. Now whatever colours on my brush, I'm just going to put a little bit of that in my crease. This is just my blending brush. I'm not even dipping into anything. I'm just using whatever colour is already on the brush and I'm just putting that in the crease of my eye. The last thing is mascara, and I don't really keep a no makeup mascara. I just use whatever mascara I've got opened at the moment. It's the Maybelline Colossal Smoky Eyes. This is just the one I'm using, but I probably would either buy a brown or something like that. This is a natural looking mascara anyway, but like if you wanted it to be super duper natural looking, I probably would buy a brown or like a black brown or something depending on your hair colour. For me it's probably just brown would do. I did build it up just a little bit because why not have a little bit of fun with it. But it still does look very natural, very fluffy, not very lengthening, but it just, it looks like, oh you can see my eyelashes now. And for the last bit you could just put on a lip balm, a tinted lip balm, that'd be great as well, but I'm just going to use a little bit of this nude lip gloss colour thing from Chichi. This came with my big palette. I bought all my makeup and like pretty much everything back from my dad's, and this was in it. These lip glosses are really nice, but they're so sheer, which is why it's perfect for this, and they have almost like a little bit of a plumping feeling. Okay guys, there we go. So you could add a setting spray if you wanted to, but unfortunately for me, setting sprays don't really work. They don't prolong my makeup. Yes, they make my makeup look better. They make my foundation look more skin-like, but they don't actually make my makeup last at all. I've tried expensive ones, I've tried affordable ones, and they don't work. So you could add a setting spray or anything else, but this is my version of my no makeup makeup. I probably could wear a more natural mascara and, you know, do my brows more natural, but sometimes there are some things I still like to be a little bit more bold with. But yeah, so I hope you guys really enjoyed it. This makeup doesn't last particularly well on me, but it's just for those short periods of time where I just want to do something natural very quick. You know, for sometimes just for a video, if I look like I'm just wearing like foundation, routine and mascara the past like 3 months, usually it's just been this type of stuff. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Everything will be listed in the description box down below, as well as hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!